Hello everyone and welcome to another Throne and Liberty video. My name is Brian if you happen to be new to the channel, but if you're a returning subscriber, welcome back you dadgum sexy beast. That's what you get for subscribing, by the way. Free compliments, and becoming a sexy beast is kind of a perk. But anyway, guys, I want to talk to you guys about Throne of Liberty tomorrow, my expectations, but it's more than just Throne of Liberty. If you guys have been following any of my content, tomorrow morning we kick it off with some Blue Protocol. You can go check that out over on Blue Protocol Central. I'm also expecting that we're going to get some announcements for the New World expansion. Tomorrow is going to be a pretty epic day. Now, I was actually planning on trying to cover this with you guys, hang out with you live for it, but I got a doctor's appointment scheduling conflict, so I'm going to go be away from the computer for a little bit. But when I come back, I'm sure there's going to be lots to talk about. So be sure to keep it locked to the channel. If you like talking about video games, I can't wait to hear your thoughts. Positive, negative, they're always welcome here. We love discussions. We love to talk about video games. That's part of the fun. You know, what's better than playing video games? The next best thing in my mind is talking about them. So welcome to another talking about video games video. But anyway, I'm going to kind of set some expectations, my thoughts about what we're going to see tomorrow, because we do know that Throne of Liberty is showing up. In fact, they have an official YouTube channel now. They have released a teaser that's kind of hinting at, obviously, Games Fest, which kicks off tomorrow. And so this has me personally very excited. Obviously, Throne of Liberty, a little bit of frustration from the player base, not necessarily living up to the expectations of everybody. So I thought this would be a good opportunity to kind of revisit the topic, revisit some of my thoughts of what I'm looking forward to, especially when it comes to the future of what this game is and my thoughts of it, especially in terms of coverage going forward. Personally speaking, like I don't want to rehash any of the previous videos like in a complete way. I didn't see anything that really personally turns me off. I'm always about hands-on experience. Now, that doesn't mean we're going to agree or that you didn't, find something that personally frustrates you. I know auto combat and the combat system are kind of the bigger things. However, what's interesting about those is that when you look at the other praises that the game gets, it does have a lot working for it. So I would expect, this is kind of really where we get into the core of the video perfectly at 2 minutes-ish. So sorry about that long ass intro. My expectation is a beta and a beta announcement. The Play Throne of Liberty website is still not online, and I would expect that tomorrow kind of changes all of that. So we're going to start to see kind of more communication from Amazon. In fact, we just started seeing more communication from Amazon about Blue Protocol, and it's going to be interesting to see these in parallel. How does AGS handle running all of these different MMOs and communicate about all these different MMOs? That truly is going to be, I think, pretty spectacular. Like I said, I think we're also going to get the New World expansion. So I'm just wondering how much are they going, like how much is my level of excitement and hype tomorrow just going to be like unheard of? So I guess we'll have to wait and see together. So I cannot wait to see. But I think it's important, especially when it comes to Throne of Liberty, the beta. Now, here's where I want to get your thoughts on this, because like, honestly, I've kind of gone back and forth a few different ways. And the first way is that we know that they've gotten a lot of feedback. This seems to be communicated through some of the various different leaks, and they weren't, like, in my mind, solid enough to make them a news post to kind of like say, hey, this is what's being talked about. But there's even talk that it's going to actually make the fourth quarter of 2023. And with what we've already seen with like Blue Protocol shifting from a global position into 2024, that kind of does line up. Now, I do not believe that they're moving Blue Protocol to make room for Throne of Liberty. That just seems a little bit absurd. I would think that if nothing else, that they would stagger those games at a minimum a month, but not necessarily by anything more than that if the game in and of itself is ready to go. So when it comes to this game specifically, it's going to be interesting because we've already seen a lot of feedback and kickback as expectations have really crashed into the reality of what the game is. But we're also hearing that the game might spend some more time in development, which honestly, I'm not going to be against, especially when it comes to the combat. I think one of the key aspects of it is that if they can address some of the feedback and concerns, then that was a valuable beta. That's what we want to see as gamers. I'm so sick and tired of marketing betas that you hear lots of feedback about, oh my gosh, it'd be really great if this could be fixed or that could be fixed, etc. But then none of it ever gets fixed. None of that ever changes, because that was actually just marketing, and game development takes a long time. I usually try to set expectations about, just try to think about game development when a developer kind of acknowledges the item, that you're talking about 6, 9, 12, or 18 months windows before you see that feedback roll in. In fact, I'm expecting we're going to get some news about New World controller support, but that's probably going to line itself into the expansion, and I'm going to talk about that over on the New World Central YouTube channel. You know, when you got so many channels, like at some point you just get confused. Just like the same thing with the kids. Hey, you child of mine, your name, it escapes me for some random reason, but I'm more expecting website information and beta sign up. I would love for them to commit to a date for Throne and Liberty. Like, hey, the beta sign up now, play it, you know, next week or the following. If they go with a global beta here in the month of June, I think that they're going to be competing against a lot, like a little Italian there, I don't know, competing against a lot of other big games. Namely, when I think about Blue Protocol launching in Japan on the 14th, I'm planning on playing that. We've got Final Fantasy 16, which I'm really excited for, at the end of this month, June 22nd. I would think that you would kick off the website, have the beta signups, and then have some kind of time for the beta in July, once really a lot of the hype has died down, once a lot of the games of June have died down and people are like, you know, like, might as well give it a shot. I've only heard crazy things, and I'll try it for myself, and that will be an interesting thing to see. And who knows? I think if the website launches, we might actually start to get more consistent Throne and Liberty news from Amazon. But a lot of this is all kind of reliant, kind of with a hat being hung on any kind of release window. I'm not going to say date yet, but obviously release window. Anyway, those are just some thoughts I have about the expectations. Clearly, I do expect that we're going to see some other stuff about other games, and I'm going to go talk about those other games and more. So just keep it locked to the channel if you, I don't know, like hearing this voice talk about games in a kind of almost childlike way for an adult to do. But anyway, I do appreciate you guys. Hopefully you have a wonderful day, and hopefully you got something good from the video. But until next time, guys, take care.